Wham! Wham!
Omar, where you at?
Welcome to my humble abode.
What up?
Oh, just another day in paradise, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see what you got, dude. What do you got?
Let's take a little stroll, a little memory lane.
See what kind of crap you got.
All right, let's do this. So I was driving down the freeway and some knucklehead was driving too fast, fishtailed like hydroplane, hit me, and it spun me all the way across into the center divider, and I crashed into the barrier. Luckily, I didn't get hit while I was spinning because it probably would have been really bad, but airbags went off. I loved this truck, dude. Had it since 2010. One kook, and it's gone. That's my story with that.
Wish you didn't get hurt.
Yeah. So what kind of dog do you think that is? If you could guess. Part English Bulldog and Chihuahua mix.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One thing cool I'm stoked on is this thing right here. The guy Marco Zamora that drew that, that's his actual one that he drew. It's not a print or anything. He signed it and everything, so I was kind of stoked on that thing because that guy's awesome. Oh, that photo in the middle is sick. This was us at the Dead Sea. Hammocky took it, and you got Angel Ramirez, Chris Fanner, Tony Trujillo, Avi, Preston, and Andrew Allen. We're floating, just chilling. And the cool part about that was Preston already went there and had it all mapped out, so he was all excited to like show us how sick Israel was. Everyone had just had a really fun time, super productive, and we just, experience. So this is the National Geographic book. We lost tons of boards into the ocean that day. It was our sacrifice to the skate gods. I don't know, maybe I said that, maybe I didn't. Then we got the Paul Van Dorn story. Got the Independent book. We got the Thrasher book. That's your reading material, folks. This is a sick one because it's the first Mystic Prague. So this is 94, and I got second in Street or first in Vert, I don't know. So this was Le Grand Bernin. I got first in the street contest in France. All the skaters went nuts inside a riot, and then they actually had to call in the National Guards. Absolutely insane. They burned the place down. It was just nuts. Scare my dog a little, keep him on his toes. Third place at the Pro Tech 2007.
Holy shit.
Told you there's some stuff in here, dude.
All right, start digging.
Damn.
What do you got?
I always have that setups for different stuff. I actually ride this board just in the yard. This was the MTV three-way threat where we did teams, and it was a surf skate snow event. It was like a reality TV show that was horribly produced, but it's out there somewhere. Oh, dude, first place street contest, Tampa, 2003. The street best trick. I think I did a hill flip fast plant off the wall there. Tranny street trick, but it got me first place, I guess so. Fucking Flavor Flav.
Flavor Larry.
I'm gonna have to get rid of all this crap in the over here before I can get to stuff. We have some little trails down the street.
I didn't know you could ride a bike.
Just all yard stuff. Yard sale. Oh, here we go.
Bachelor Pad magazine. What is this?
Oh, you probably put that in there. Here's an old helmet. Actually, it has this guy it was a Pro Tech helmet.
Son of the Dead.
The Son of the Dead.
Let's get back to the Bachelor Pad mag.
Yeah, that goes coincide. You got to wear that helmet when you're reading this thing.
You got an interview in here.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of trophies up there. We'll get to those, but we're just here to make you clean out your shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Omar's signature bike.
That's the kid's bike, the daughter's bike. Oh, start right here, boom.
Damn, Omar's Uber just showed up. You gotta go?
That's for your teeth. So we got this Combi, second place, 2005. Oh, Bondi. This is like the first Bondi contest. I got first, and then there was Renton and Adam Luxford. What was sick about Bondi was like right when they built the bowl, it was like their first kind of big event, and me and Steve Van Dorn went over. It was like anything went at that time. This is the Combi where I got first place, 2006. Oh, so Ruin won 2005. Got this wetsuit. This is me when I go snowbroing, bros. Super gnarly, corked all day long, rodeoed out. It sucks you guys got to put all that shit back.
Yard sale.
This is Rhino's set up at his office still.
Omar still has an AOL account.
This is what he's using today. I'm letting him store it for a minute. The old layback beer, fucking Pedro Barros, Andre Barros, fucking represent.
Look at that.
I shaped this at the Vans US Open. There's this guy, he used to be called the Laser Zap, and his name was Shane Horan. He was a famous surfer from Australia, and it had the most crazy shapes, and he was kind of like one of those like hallucinogenic 80s dudes that was just I was into as a kid. I thought he was rad. So I shaped this just to kind of like pay homage to him. I just put the checkerboard top and then this cool kind of like cosmic colored, you could do mushrooms and stare at it for hours. It's awesome. This is Mayhem from Lost, that shaper from Lost shaped for me. I just always ran this thing, like when I go to Hawaii and stuff, it's a good size, it's 6'1", so you could still kind of surf bigger waves. Nowadays they don't really shape boards anymore because it's all computer cutout, so it's kind of cool to have a shape board, especially by him.
Whoa, this is like unveiling
like art.
Damn.
So there it is.
So how'd you get, what happened?
I didn't know how to duck at that time. I had a bad experience with this doorway. The creature obstacle, so yeah, I kooked it. Hit my head on the 2x4 going through the hole. This was like right after it started swelling going down and stuff, and then O'Mealy hit me up like, hey, I want to take a photo. And he's pretty good at portraits, and he had this little studio set up at his house, so it was in the hallway at Trans World forever. Dana White, the guy from UFC, came in to do a seminar, and he liked it, so he asked if he could buy it, and then he bought it off Trans World for like $5 grand. So it's in one of Dana White's houses somewhere. I think he just likes carnage, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think there was 42 staples, but there was like 160 inside stitches. Because it's not the staples, it's the inside that they get you. But to be honest, I've kind of used it for a lot of stuff, like graphics. If you can't beat them, kind of join them type thing, right? Okay, it's going to bed now. All right. We got more, son. So this was another O'Mealy shot that he gave me. Sydney Harbor in Australia, and they built this barge that you skated. It was like Appleyard, Trujillo. There was another boat that was taking photos and filming. Luckily, I was like just kind of the last dude on the barge, so there wasn't any people on there, and you're not gonna really get that setting again. Bryce Knights took a photo with me and my daughter. It was on Father's Day, and it was at the Dew Tour, so she just stood on the deck, and I did an air to fakie over this channel, and he made a little print of it. That's Bilbao Bass Country. I went to Bass Country with Noho, and when we got back, it was my birthday the next year, and he came with that because he had such a good time, so he painted that for me. This is when it gets cornball. Fusion Phillips Soul Bowl, 2002.
First place, Young Guns of skateboarding.
Yeah.
What, did you enter the AM contest or
That
something?
was when I rode for Termite. Kind of a random contest they used to have every year at the US Open. Oh, here's another one. First place, Mervin's Beach Bash 2001 Soul Bowl.
Did they have a loop there? Because that's a loop.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Have you ever done a loop?
I've never got to a loop.
Let's hit up Tony. We'll have him set it up.
Let's do it. Maybe it's part of this
Career turn. Look through there.
Maybe it's part of this thing.
Wham!
So first place, Soul Bowl. It was the Triple Crown of Vans at the Soul Bowl in Oceanside, California, 2001. A lot of Soul Bowl events. Dude. This one's kind of tech. I kind of like how they do trophies that are kind of put some ingenuity into it. Oh, we're making a mess here. NSA Pro Finals, 1992 Vert, 5th place trophy back in 92. Terror at the Tower, 6th place, 1989 NSA AM Finals mini ramp, Tower Skate Park, Phoenix, Arizona. I think that was the amateur finals that we were in. It was the last contest before like we all went pro. So this was Marseille, I want to say 2005. We got these from the mayor of Marseille for like certain athletes that come to town or whatever. I won this year, and I want to say we got super wasted and put beer in here, and I remember like drinking out of it and had like cuts on the side of my mouth from how sharp this thing is. That's what you're supposed to do, right? 1989, Western Regionals, 4th place mini ramp. Vert was kind of dying a little bit and mini ramps were taking over. We got to skate some pretty cool mini ramps. Back in the day, I feel like mini ramps kind of lost its flair. Okay, Winter Classic Pro Division, snowboarding 3rd place. So this is a snowboarding trophy that I got.
There's cheerleaders on there.
Yeah, H2O was a snowboard surf contest that we used to enter. Kind of a lot of people enter, like Terry A. Hawkinson and the Fletchers. I got 3rd place at this one, and it was just surfing and snowboarding. Random shit. 1992 Pro Finals Street, 3rd place, Encinitas, California, November 9th, 1992. So this was Encinitas, so outside one. I got 3rd place there. It's funny because I used to skate with like Joel Tudor, random people, obviously like Danny Way and everyone that was from San Diego. There was only a couple parks back then. Their parks weren't like there are now where they're everywhere. So this park was like the go-to park. So Encinitas was sick. Okay, we got 5th place, vertical ramp, Western Regionals, 1989, Shasta County. NSA means it was a pro contest, so that was probably one of my first, right when I turned pro in 1989. It's funny because all the trophies became like that for a while, where it was pretty much freaking, they needed to change it up. Dude, so many of these things. Bringing back a lot of memories. That's why they're all in here. 1st place, National Skateboard Association presents Skate Town Mania Pro Mini Ramp, San Jose. This was actually a sick one, because this is the one where I beat Tony Hawk for the first time. He hadn't lost a contest for like so many years, and it was a big deal for me. And this is like what I was saying about when the mini ramps got crazy. It had like hips, spines, fun box stuff. Like it was like Legoland for mini ramps. You know, it was kind of a changing of the guards with guys like Wade Spires and Alfonso Rawls and JJ Rogers. I mean, you know, Fred Orlandi, and then you had the Caballeros, the McGills. I mean, it was just like a collective, you know, group of people that was pretty cool time. So 6th place vert style Crail World Cup. So this is a contest in Brazil, 2001. So Bob Burnquist was just starting to like come up. The Bob Show was starting right around here. 3rd place, Wheels for Wishes, National Skateboard Association, Pro Vert East Coast Championship, Norfolk. Jeff Kendall got 2nd at this event. Tony Hawk won. I got the tail end of seeing Jeff Kendall, and he killed this event. Like I said, those were all guys I looked up to as kids. I've seen the mags and whatever. I'll never forget this contest because Kendall was actually probably the highest placing he's gotten, and he nailed that event. Rhino, dude. Blowing it.
Hey, let's switch gears because this, whatever just fell, I think P-Stone did that. We got some P-Stone.
Oh, yeah, we got the P-Stone. This was from his memorial up in SF. Gone on tons of road trips. Had blood, sweat, and tears, many miles. Rest in peace, man. He's an awesome dude and ripping skateboarder. Just an awesome person in general. There he is. P-Stone. This is 2nd place skateboarding. Oh, Tokyo. We went on a Black Label skate tour. There happened to be this contest in town. We didn't even know about it. So I won the street and got 2nd in the vert. Left the tour, went to this event, cleaned up with some money, and then got back on tour, and we just partied our face off in Japan for like a week and a half with all my friends that were on the label trip. That was an awesome time. Navarrete will never forget. Tampa, oh yeah, shredding for headings. This was when I did the 540 down at Washington Street. It wasn't a contest or anything, it was just like whoever skated that day. So they gave me 1st place for doing the 540. It was like a benefit for Headings because Headings was in prison at the time. Kind of a cool day for me, and it was just an awesome moment to skate with everyone down under the bridge that day. So this is 2nd place. Is that Doinks me? This is the year that Trujillo won, which was really sick because I want to say he got his start at this event by just showing up, and he just had a random, you know, fresh style and look, and he just nailed it, and he was ripping so hard. So it was like, everyone was like, who the fuck is this kid? So that was a really cool year. So this was the Venice Street Grind. Thrasher Junk Style, like I said, that's when they used to just make random ones, but this is 6th place Ramp, 4th place Street. These Thrasher Junk contests were sick because that's when people would just bring junk and make a street contest out of whatever they brought, you know, if a refrigerator, whatever, like they could bring and just make stuff, and everyone would bring a car in there and fuck it all up. 15th place, dude. That's when you know it's good. Razor's Edge, San Diego, California. 4th place, Vertical Ramp, Razor's Edge Skate Park, San Diego. Once again, This was when I went on Milton's tour and broke myself off. This was also in the article when you guys holding it. Yeah, this was a pretty sick little piece to have on my way back because that was a kind of a mission. Second place, Soul Bowl, Arrowhead Water. No one ever drank the water, but we got that money from them. Best trick. I don't know what went down, but a surf skate snow contest that I won in Europe. This was one of the biggest feats of my life, I feel like, just because it was a treacherous situation. And Shaun White showed up and he thought he was gonna clean house on everything, and he went in the ocean and got served up, and the lifeguards had to come rescue him. He probably would have won if he knew how to surf. Venice, best trick. Okay, we're done with this up here. Trophies are pretty much good.
What's your favorite one if you had to pick one?
I mean, obviously the Marseille ones, because that was just such a fun time with everyone, man. We really tore that town up. Like, on and off the board, it was just insane. And it's a topless beach in south of France, sponsored by Heineken. I remember Jake Phelps and everyone would go just to the one that they actually was fun for skateboarders. It wasn't just a spectator event where it was different than contests are now, where it was everyone that went there just left with a great taste in their mouth. So I mean, the combi ones were good too, because that was backyard. Hewitt and all of us would just skate there, and then all of a sudden they were doing a contest there. And then who was to know that was going to be blow up the way it did? It kind of became a Super Bowl event. Yep, that's it, Sad.
All right, what else we got?
Should we get boards out?
Yeah.
I just collect shit over the years. So let's see what I got in here. I have no idea, dude. This one's sick. The zigzag bottle. Smoke them if you got them. This one's really sick. Hubbard came with Jake, and they skated the ball, and he actually gave me this. This was actually a couple months before he had passed away. I was super stoked that he gave me one of these personally. They just showed up to skate in Hubbard's crazy truck that he drives. This is one of the original ones that we did.
What is that? Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, dude.
Gnarly, dude.
Nuclear fucking warfare. This is Neil Blender art. It's kind of a sick one to have.
Yeah,
this is heated wheel before heated wheel. This is my first blockhead graphic that we had. Round Cameron did that one. So this was my 20-year on label, so we did a $20 bill. Electric brain fried. Yeah, John always comes up with cool stuff, and then we stole this from Black Flag album. Hard Days.
Look at this shit.
This was me as a baby, the actual photo. We did the fortune teller model. What are you taking?
Nothing.
Stealing and shit.
Look, these wheels are yellow.
I know, I'm saving them.
They match your teeth.
Right? The old Tim Upson board. I used to ride this one all the time. It's crazy to think, because it's probably, 7/7/8. Didn't even think twice. We were just skating it. This was Formula One boards we did for a minute. It was board company that we tried to do through Acme. I was trying to change it up so I didn't have to ride for Acme. This was the Yemen flag. Random. John's we want to do a Yemen flag, so whatever. Oh, this was the blockhead version that John did for me years later as a joke. Now I'm all older in a chair, beer can, smoking weed. I haven't looked at any of this shit. Look at those cobwebs everywhere. So yeah, this is the original one in a bunch of different colors.
Oh, that was sick. Old Hassan. Staplehead Brew. Black fly ring.
Dude, pretty sick. When I broke my ankle, I went out and got this thing. No way. It was the shittiest one, though. Didn't really work that well.
It's called a Poo Boo.
That's pretty shitty. Wham! This was a backpack I had when I'd go on trips and stuff. So I had a bunch of magazines with all
That's the weirdest place to store old magazines, in a backpack.
Yeah, we had the covers in there. Big Brother. Those had a small time, but big impact.
Look at this right here. Team Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Omar.
You know what? Let's get to those shoes real quick.
Photo issue. Cover Omar.
Those are more cool. Holy crap, dude. I forgot about all this shit. So this was one of my signature shoes that we had. It's getting all thrashed. See, from being so old? That's what happens to old shoes, folks. Probably have a bunch of those then. This was fucking Vans shoes. 2003, maybe 2. So this was my first shoe that's oxidized. Now it's all kind of corroded. This has only happened within the last couple of years. This one, dude. This is Vans 2000 something. So they wouldn't even let us put the stripe on there. I had to like fight for the stripe. This is pretty sick one because this was a shoe collab I did with Oliver Peck, that tattoo artist. This shoe actually sold really well because he kind of has like a following that I didn't know about, and it was like in a lot of weird boutique stores. We had so many different crazy colors and came in like a regular and a mid top. So this was the mid top. Oh, and this was one shoe that I had. I called it the Rip Saw, and that's from the saw blade from the Creature Obstacle. But that one wasn't too bad either. I think it was 2000. This was the first shoe that I had. It had a shitty sole. They tried to do this thing called impulse technology, and it just blew out. This was my second shoe, and they did it for kids. The Skateboard Tech Deck. No way. Here's a crazy La Crypta Dos that had like, look at this fake airbag. We were searching, dude. We're trying. Here was the first La Crypta. So before I did La Crypta Dos, so that's how it started. So this was kind of it at first. That's Dustin Dolan's shoe right there, dude. Dustin Dolan at his best. So they wouldn't let me do rad because it was a bike thing, so I just put bad on. I just put bad, fuck it. All these whole things are filled full of shoes that I just kept over the years since 1986. So it ends up being like adding up.
You get like 37 years of shoes in here.
Wham!
Damn, Omar getting a box?
Damn!
Come on, dude, he just delivered that.
Trucks for days. So stoked, thank you. That shit don't happen every day.
No, only once. It's probably never happened.
Stoked, dude, thank you so much. I'm super psyched on this.
Dude, how random it just showed up.
That was perfect. When I'm gone on trips or if I'm out skating or whatever, the dog's in and out, highly recommend if you have a dog, get the skate door. When I first got this spot, came knowing I wanted to buy a spot that I could have a ball in the backyard. It was like perfect because it was a little lot with not a lot of neighbors, and I could just make all the noise and kind of party whenever I want here without anyone calling the cops on me. I had this built in 2012, 13-ish. It was done by California Skate Parks. Lance did a lot of the actual like designing work when it came to like all the transitions and stuff. So it's not only for skating, it's also a swimming pool. So I had it plumbed and everything for swimming. And it was always kind of one of those things growing up here in Orange County because we had Chicken's pool, we had Kelly's pool. Before there was a lot of parks, those guys were like the go-to to be able to ride any kind of transition around here. So when I got financial means to build something, I built this, and I was kind of stoked just to have my own pool because growing up with those guys, watching what they were doing was like a huge influence. You could crack a couple beers, barbecue, skate with your friends, and it's like more private. So you're not all blown out at a park. So that's the best part about it, really. There is no worst part about it. When people get hurt, I don't like that. There's only been a few injuries here. That's a critter ladder because I've had all kinds of animals come in, dude. I've saved like possums, raccoons. So I just do that so the animals can get out, and we haven't had any problems. If you have an empty pool, man, get the critter ladder. And then it's kind of sick. You got the mountain view over here. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but today's kind of a clear day. So you get the snow cap. The session that we're going to have with, a few heads like John Worthington and Christian, Kieran Woolley, and a couple guys. And so there's been so many rad different generations that have came through the yard. So if I try to make the shallow kind of mini ramp-ish, the deep end's a little gnarly. That's the best part about the shallow is I can just mini ramp around, and those guys, if they don't even want to hit the deep end, they can do all their tricks in the shallow as well, and just makes it fun for everyone. And that's kind of why I built this for everyone to enjoy. You owe me $100. That's my garage. That's what I got. Now get the fuck out. Go home, motherfuckers. Wham! Wait, 1, 2, 3, go. You owe me $100.